I don't trust Elon Musk. I never did. And as time goes by, I see more and more why I can't trust him, and he is absolutely mentally challenged. Elon Musk seems to be an innovative person. He is kind of interesting. He's the richest man in the world as of now. Now, I don't trust him. Nothing to do with the fact that he opened Tesla and he's making battery cars. That is actually a big thanks for him. And the factor that he believes in free speech is also a very good thing. But he could be very dangerous. First of all, he decided to open SpaceX, a separate company, to explore Mars. Sounds very good. I I don't really care about what's going on in space, and I found to be very stupid why people will go and be busy. Let's go to the moon, let's go to Mars, let's go there, and we don't even know what's going on in our own world. But a lot of people see it differently, and they're very busy exploring the whole universe and the galaxies and everything, and they're very excited about going to Mars, and or at least sending space shuttles and finding out what's going on. And people actually believe we have aliens. That's not a problem. The problem is the reason why. He said that the reason why he wants to populate Mars and get people to live there is because in years from now the sun will become bigger and the planet Earth will not be possible to live. Now, a person that actually believes that is mentally challenged, and a person that actually not just he believes that he wants to do something about it, as if it's your possibility to do something about it. We are all a product of nature, and the same way nature brought us into existence, nature could wipe us off in a second, whether it's here, whether it's Mars, we're all under the solar system. So just even in a perspective like a nature perspective, who are you to fight nature? So if the sun in a half a billion of years from now will actually expand and it will dry up our waters or burn our planet, then we're all going to die. I mean, we're not going to be here. I mean, great, great, great grandchildren from very far away who will probably not know anything about us. They will just, the whole planet will just cease to exist, and that's it. There's nothing you can do about it. Now, go to Mars. There's no proof that life can possibly exist there. And not only that, let's say life could exist. If the sun expands, then Mars will get pretty much fried the same as Earth. So why in the world do you go to Mars? So the whole idea of a person having this belief and want to do something about this belief is not just a belief, it's a theory. Okay, it's a possibility. Everything is possible. Just to go actually and do something about it, that is a mentally challenged person who does such kind of things. So that is one factor. And there's another factor about what he works with. Besides making cars, electric cars, and all that stuff, he's actually busy with automation. Now, automation is going to be the world's disaster. Now, people will say, why did I say it's going to be a world disaster? Because it's going to kill jobs. Not necessarily kill jobs as not going to exist jobs. It's going to kill simple jobs. There's a lot of people in this world, if not probably 50 or more percent of the population, they don't have the ability of working with intelligent jobs. So they could do simple work. Now, if you bring automation to existence, if it's going to work, what's going to happen is that the automation will take away the simple person's job. So let's say you take a person, you ask him, what can I do for make a living? I can't go to school. He doesn't know even how to operate machines. I'm talking about machines in factories and stuff like that. So tell him, go drive a car service, drive a trailer, go work in a warehouse, go clean floors, simple things. Now, automation is going to make the warehouse does itself, the work in the warehouse. Cleaning will happen by itself, driving will happen by itself. Now, what are all the unintelligent people going to do? People don't have intelligence. They're not going to have any jobs. So the government will go and tax the people who work and give it to the people who don't work. And then the people who work will get upset. Why do I have to support other people? Because I'm more intelligent. So they're going to stop working and the whole society will collapse. So I know a lot of people are very excited. Oh, it's automation. They get all excited. And I'm like, yeah, wake up from your dream. Who said it's good? Who said it's safe? I mean, it's probably not safe, and if it's not safe, it's never going to come to existence, so you're just wasting money and time for nothing. And it's dangerous because it might kill society the way we know it, and it is going to kill. It's definitely going to change. So you ask me, how do I see the world in 5 years from now? I cannot see it. In 5 years from now, it's going to be a lot of changes, and the next 10 years, it's going to be so much changes. It's like impossible for anybody to vision. You can have all kinds of dreams, but you can't really envision it. And that said, if governments will still exist the way they do, which that could also be a possibility that everything will collapse, but that's a whole different subject. But just the factor of automations could literally bring humanity to literally degrade us. And he's so busy with it and so pushing it without thinking about any consequences. I mean, everything is possible. It is possible that something will come up and somehow create jobs for people who don't have intelligence, and they just could do simple things, and they will end up working with whatever that will be. It is a possibility, but so far I do not know it. So why push automation? Then who said automation will ever come to existence? Maybe some automations came to existence, but who said everything will be possible to be that way? So we might just waste a whole bunch of money and energy, and then booms, nothing's going to come out of it. And then there's another factor. He's came up with a new delusion, which I call, which is making a little chip that you could put in a person's brain, and it could detect the whole human body, how it functions, and if it doesn't function properly, we could find out what it is exactly and cure it. It sounds very good. First of all, I don't believe it will be possible to work, but let's say it will work. If this thing goes into the wrong hands, which will happen, then they will use it for their advantage, and they will just put in chips to people's brain, whether with your consent or without your consent, and they will have you by the balls, or I will say we'll use a different word. They will have you by the brain. If you don't listen to what they say, they will just press a button and kill you on the spot, or maybe even shock you and you will go into extreme pain. Then why is he busy doing all this kind of things? Because he's mentally challenged and he doesn't think about consequences. He doesn't have the brain to understand the consequences. So he's very innovative. He has a very geeky head, but he does not think about consequences. Now take such a person with so much money, and tomorrow his imaginations will start turning into something catastrophic and he will start believing in it. He could literally destroy the world. He could poison a lot of people. Who knows what this guy could do? And then there's another factor, just even about Tesla itself. If he would have just say, I want to make a car that's work on battery for various reasons, not global warming, or just for the factor, if I could do it, I'll become a rich person, as it ended up happening, that would be good. But he actually uses global warming in order to get in business. Like all the business people make a lot of money from global warming. There's a whole industry of global warming. Now, if he actually believes that global warming is man-made, then he is severely delusional, because it's completely fiction. So either, I don't think this guy is that stupid to believe that global warming is real. So he's just using it as an advantage in order to make him a fortune. So do you see a person that makes a fortune out of scamming people to believe in something that is not true? How can you trust such a person? How do you know what is up next? Now go look at the factor that he just bought Twitter for $43 billion. When I heard that offer, when I heard him even buying off 9.2% of Twitter, which he did the first step, first just looking at the transactions. First he buys off 9.2% of Twitter, thinking he's going to be able to change it. Then he goes and he decides, I'm going to buy off the whole company. So, yeah, you have $43 billion to throw out of your hands. You don't have, let's say, the money, but you can get a loan of it and put collateral your Tesla shares. But why? Why, if you see Twitter is not doing the right thing, wouldn't it be ideal to open your own social media, which you could put in a few million, maybe a few $100 million, and build it up to become very big? You have the people who have knowledge in this, software writers, you have amazing engineers, amazing software writer setups, I forgot the name, how it's called. You have all of them. You know exactly where to start and how to do that. So why don't you open your own company? Or how about go put in $100 million in Trump's social media and help him build them up and have 10% by 100 million, and it will turn into billions, and not billions, and hundreds of billions probably in a few years from now. Why in the world did you go buy a company that is shown to be failing and making revenue? Twitter has been doing a terrible company. It's terrible, I'm talking in terms of making money. And there are a whole bunch of delusional liberals thinking they could take control over the world. So why in the world did you do that? Let them destroy themselves. Let it go bankrupt. Go open your own. Go competition. Do what you did when you did with Tesla. You didn't go try to buy a car company and change it. You just open something from new. So open something new. You start with a little money and it becomes big. Go join Trump. Trump wants to make this media work, and he wants it more to be able to have free speech and have a place where he could talk. So why don't you just go join him? And maybe he was never in technology, so of course he has a hard time building up this company, but he's going to be successful. I believe True Social will be very successful one day. Why just take $43 billion and just throw it like that? Because when he became so overwhelmed of the amount of money he has nothing to do with it. He doesn't even enjoy it as the way it looks like. He goes sleeping by friends. This guy's he's completely a nutcase. And he's severely mentally challenged. He's overwhelmed by his power. And you never know what this guy could end up dreaming tomorrow, and it will become like a reality to him, or decide to crook everyone and scam everyone the same as he does with Tesla. And who knows what this guy can do. So for now, I'm very happy that at least he is pushing for freedom and he believes in freedom of speech and all that stuff. I'm very grateful for that. All I'm saying is, for everyone, don't trust this guy. Just be aware of him and don't be so excited about him, because he could be the biggest disaster the world has ever seen. He could. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I hope it's not going to happen, but he is the perfect candidate to make one of the biggest disasters humanity has ever known. Well, if you have any comment, feel free to leave a comment below and tell me whatever you have in your mind. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a wonderful day.